Hey guys, it's Tucker, and I'm back with another Funko Pop review video. This time I will be taking a look at the Mushu Funko Pop figure, Mushu and Cricket pop figure. Um, so yeah, for those of you who don't know, Mushu, he's a character who appeared in Disney's Mulan, and he was played by the hilarious Eddie Murphy. And I've always loved Eddie Murphy. I thought he was a funny guy. He's in a lot of great movies like Nutty Professor, Daddy Daycare, um, and he was the voice of Donkey from Shrek. But he also did the voice of Mushu in Mulan. And yeah. Um, so yeah, I got Mushu and Cricket here. I think I'll take a look at Mushu first. Pretty nice, solid figure, pretty decent. Don't really have a lot to say about it. I think it definitely looks a lot like Mushu and how dragons are represented in China. You got his little blue horns up here. Signature black Funko dot eyes. You got him smiling with his teeth showing and his yellow, kind of like wavy mustache. You got some ears with some black tips. Got his yellow belly. Yellow belly, yeah. He's got two toes. He got a tail back here. And he's got some spikes sticking out of his back. Yeah, all in all, I'd say it looks exactly like Mushu. I don't know, could be a bit. I don't know, I mean, if I had to complain, I'd say that, I think he's definitely like a little pale. Like, I think Mushu was a lot more redder in the movie, but that's just me. But he does have 360 head articulation. I don't know why, but he kind of reminds me of a cat. Maybe it's because of the ears and like these things. But he does have 360 head articulation, but he won't stand like if his head is positioned differently. Yeah, so if you have his head, I guess it's pretty top heavy. Like there's a lot of weight in the head, and to keep it like this is how you're gonna get it to stand. But yeah, and of course he did come with a miniature pop figure. This is the Cricket. I don't remember much of this guy. I don't remember if his name was Cricket or if he had a name other than Cricket, but that's what the box said, Mushu and Cricket. So yeah, but yeah, you got the little Cricket. You got the black Funko eyes, purple head, blue body, four legs, which honestly I feel like Crickets would probably have maybe like six, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe he lost the other two. You got his antennas, which are a little wiggly, but I wouldn't mess with those too much unless you want the figure to break. And one thing that's pretty neat is that he's got 360 head articulation, which I think is kind of cool for a miniature pop figure. So yeah, that's neat. And he looks kind of cool with Mushu. Like, like they're best buddies, go on an adventure or something. You can even like place him on top of Mushu's head if you want. Yeah, I guess that's kind of cute. But yeah, that's Mushu and Cricket. Okay, now I'll compare them to some other pop figures. All right, don't go away. All right, so I don't have any other pop figures that are based on characters from Mulan besides Mushu and the Cricket. So I'm just gonna compare him to some other Disney characters. So I have him between Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, and I'd say all three of them are around like the same height. They all seem like, but I also they all seem like they reach like they're all tall enough to match each other. But also, I'd say that Mickey and Donald are probably taller than him because with Donald's hat and Mickey's ears. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Mickey and Donald, they're supposed to be like really short guys in the movie Mulan. Mushu was really small, pretty tiny, so that makes sense that he would be like as small as these guys. Okay. Alright, and now I have him next to the recent pop figure of Donkey from Shrek that I reviewed last year. And, you know, obviously Donkey is from DreamWorks, but, I mean, like I said, they were both played by Eddie Murphy, so I thought it'd be perfect to compare. But yeah, even with the stand on, well, yeah, with the, I mean, he's on a clear display stand, so he's going to be taller. Plus, those ears definitely make him taller, but if I'm not including the stand, yeah, he would still be taller. But yeah, you got two representations of, well, I now have two representations of Eddie Murphy's characters played by Eddie Murphy in Funko Pop figure form. And I guess that's kind of neat. I mean, Eddie Murphy, he's not really one of my favorite actors, but I do enjoy some of his work. I think he's pretty cool. Alright, now I'm going to compare the Cricket figure. And because I have a bunch of other smaller pop figures that came with other regular size Funko Pop figures, I thought I'd compare the Cricket with some of them. So, hang on a second. I apologize, I had to sneeze. So, as I was saying, I thought I'd compare Mushu's little Cricket buddy to some of the smaller pop figures that came with other regular size pop figures that I've collected, including Tiny Tim from Muppet Christmas Carol, Kit from Kit Bull, Grub from Wetmore Forest, and Tweety, two different figures of Tweety Bird, the original, and the one from Space Jam: A New Legacy. And I think it definitely goes without saying that the Cricket is definitely the smallest of the six. I think he's definitely. I mean, I don't know. Maybe with those antennas, like him and the kitten, like they're probably the same height. But I mean, I'd say, I don't know. I think I'd say if you took off those antennas, he'd still be smaller. But I mean, they're close in range, close in height. But yeah, okay. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up my review of the Mushu and Cricket pop figures from Funko. All in all, very nice, very cool. I'm glad that Mushu came with another character, even if I don't remember much of, like I said previously, even if I don't remember much of the Cricket from Mulan. But yeah, I hope to get some other pop figures of Mushu later. Like I know there's one where he's holding a gong, because that was his job, if I'm not mistaken, in Mulan. Like he rang a gong. I think that'd be cool to compare this one to like an updated figure. And like I said, I think Eddie Murphy is very funny, so yeah, that'd be sweet. But yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and you know, hope you're having a great day. Hope to see you in the next video. Stay rad. Bye bye.